In this module we will cover what is QI SDK, what are the prerequisites for using QI SDK, the installation of QI SDK and additional quantum computing frameworks, enable automatic authentication when using the SDK, and finding back the SDK projects in Quantum Inspire web environment. The Quantum Inspire web interface at quantum-inspire.com contains visual tools to write and run quantum algorithms and expect the results as a histogram. This is sufficient for most users as an introduction to quantum computing. For a number of users, the web interface quickly reaches its limits. These users want to dig deeper into quantum computing and write larger applications with lots of gates operations and analyze results instead of only showing them. For them, it would be much more valuable to write their applications as Python code and process the results in a Python environment without losing the opportunity to run the algorithms on Quantum Inspire backends. To make this possible, we developed the software development kit for Quantum Inspire, or QI SDK. QI SDK can be installed as a Python package and includes everything that is needed to build quantum applications locally and run them on the same backends that are used by the Quantum Inspire website. All you need is a Python development environment including an editor. After installing QI SDK, you are ready to go. First, let's take a look at the packages QI SDK uses and how they work together. The Quantum Inspire SDK consists of a Python interface to the Quantum Inspire platform. Optionally, a backend for the Project Q framework and a backend for the Qiskit framework can be added. Project Q and Qiskit are quantum computing frameworks that can be used to build quantum algorithms. In the figure, the installed components are colored green and blue. The green components are installed by the Quantum Inspire package. The blue components are installed additionally when you want to use Project Q or Qiskit as a quantum computing framework to build your algorithms. As said, these packages can be installed optionally. From the picture, we see QI SDK makes use of the same backends as the Quantum Inspire web application does. There are some requirements for installing and using QI SDK. A modern Windows, Linux or Mac OS 64-bit operating system. If you have Windows 10 or 11, you can also use a Linux box on WSL. Python version 3.8 or higher and pip version 19 or higher. A Python virtual environment should be created and activated before installing QI SDK. To run algorithms on the QI backends, you need to register as a user at the Quantum Inspire website. So when you have access to a system that meets these requirements, let's get started with application development by installing QI SDK on your system. To install QI SDK, execute the command pip install Quantum Inspire in a running Python virtual environment. In addition, to use Quantum Inspire through Qiskit or Project Q, use pip to install either or both Qiskit and Project Q as shown on the slide. To install Qiskit, we need to install two packages, Qiskit and Qiskit Air. Qiskit Air is needed to make use of a quantum computing simulator locally for the Qiskit framework. Now everything should be set up and ready in order to develop algorithms. Because the QI SDK connects to the Quantum Inspire web application to save your projects and run the algorithms, you must authenticate. For this you will be asked to enter your username and password. Instead of typing your username and password each time, QI SDK can also authenticate with your personal token that can be saved and reused. This way, authentication is done automatically without typing your credentials repeatedly. To configure your token credentials and save them to enable automatic authentication, the next 3 steps are needed. Log into your Quantum Inspire account, press the My QI button at the top right, and enter the email address and password you registered and press the Login button. Get the API token by pressing button Account, navigate to section Your API token and press Copy to Clipboard. Open a Python console and run Save Account With your API token, Save Account is first imported from package credentials. After calling Save Account, your credentials will be stored on your local disk. Those who do not want to save their credentials to disk should use Enable Account instead. For example, when using a shared or public machine. Using Enable Account, the token will only be active for the session. To test if the token is configured successfully, call Load Account coming from the same credentials package. When you see your API token, the token is successfully saved. Algorithms in Quantum Inspire are saved as part of a project. A project can contain multiple algorithms and their results. When logged in to the web interface, the projects can be found at the main page. On this page, the project names are listed. From the same screen, the number of results can be read that are registered within the project. When the SDK is used for creating and running algorithms, a project name can be defined when the API is initialized. The SDK will then instruct Quantum Inspire to store the algorithms and results within the project with that name. This way, all your work can be found in the web environment of Quantum Inspire later. With this, the QI SDK installation module concludes. We learned how to set up the Python development environment and show the commands to install QI SDK. We saw how we get token from the web environment and save this token locally to enable automatic and easy authentication. Also, in this module, we learned that we can save our algorithms and results within a project that can later be examined from the web environment of Quantum Inspire. At this point, we are ready to dive into the basics of application development and how we can do this for the different quantum computing frameworks we saw. We do that in the next module.